Hi, I'm Sam Nordberg. Welcome to 52 Books in 52 Weeks, and we're up to book 8, where I read the book 168 Hours by Laura Vanderkam. Now, this one again I listened to on audio, which was really useful because I was in the car, which is kind of handy because that's what the book was all about. So the premise of the book is that you have 168 hours every week, and rather than looking at your diary as a day-by-day thing, consider it as a week-long chunk. 168 hours is a lot of time. Laura's premise then is it's not that you don't have time, it's that you're not using your time wisely. And I'd agree to this. It's part of the reason that I started reading or listening to audiobooks in the car was to make better use of my travel time. So her theory goes like this. Let's imagine even if you get a solid 8 hours sleep a night, which I know that I'd like to, I tend to get about 7, but get a solid 8 hours sleep every single night. That's 56 hours a week. Let's imagine you work 40 hours a week. Although to be honest, most people don't. I don't work a solid 40 hours. And she's very specific in considering what is actually work. Not if you're faffing around on the internet, not if you're dilly-dallying and taking longer than you should, that's not work. Work time. Even if you work a solid 40 hours a week, that brings you a grand total of 96 hours a week. Out of your 168, you now have 72 hours left. What do you do with them? So her logic is even for someone who's getting a sound 8 hours sleep a night and working a full-time job, there's an additional 72 hours that you can use to do things with. So when we complain that we don't have enough time, honestly, it's not true. Something that was really interesting was she brought up the fact that in a survey where someone was asked if they had 15 minutes extra a day, what would they do with that free 15 minutes? People claimed they'd write a book, they'd go for a run, they'd spend it reading to their kids. Her logic was if you've got 168 hours in a week, 15 minutes isn't going to make a blind bit of difference because you could get that 15 minutes in your week somewhere if you wanted to. The fact is, you don't want to, or not badly enough to make it fit. Now, this book is quite brutal. It goes through some quite interesting premises about how you use your time and what you're choosing to do with your time. And it made me really think about what I am doing with my time and what I should be doing with my time. Not because other people tell me to, but because I think I want to. Her logic is even if you're training for a half marathon, that's about 5 hours running a week. So if you're working full time, 40 hours, sleeping 8 hours a night and running 5 hours a week, you still have 67 hours left. More than enough time for the washing, the cooking, the kids, the reading stories, and anything else that comes in between. Something that she really suggests you do is that you look at your week as a whole, as 168 hours. It doesn't matter if you track Monday to Monday or Sunday to Sunday, just 1 week. Track your time and find out where your 168 hours are going, because it's a lot of time and we don't always know truthfully what they're going. Now I did this, I started tracking my days, and of course I learned some things about my time that I wasn't too happy to learn. There were things that were time that was going missing, and it wasn't missing, it was just being absorbed by tasks I didn't want it to be. So I challenge you, if you are thinking about time management, but not in a sense of like organising your diary, but in the sense of really understanding where your time goes and what happens to it, 168 hours is a great read. And I challenge you to track your time, if not for a whole week, at least for a couple of days, to find out where your time really is going. Because as she says in the book, most of us overestimate work hours and underestimate leisure hours. That's it for this time, and as always, I will see you in the next video.